I turned this dirty shed into this gorgeous studio. But to get there, two of the key problems I had to solve was electricity and internet. So in this video, we're going to go through both of those things, and hopefully you find it useful if you're building your own studio. So if you've been following the channel for the past few months, I've been building a studio, and this has been a substantial amount of work. At first, I thought it'd be relatively simple, and I did get the bulk of it done relatively quickly. It's just that last 10% that takes 90% of the time, which is why it's taken me so long to get this video out. I am sorry. So one of the first things I realized when I was working on the studio is that there's actually some really big issues. The first one is that when you plug in the Hoover or you plug in a drill, for example, all of the lights start to flicker. And even when I did a power test in all the plug sockets, just running a couple of plugs seemed to pretty much wipe out the electricity for the rest of the building. So straight away, I realized that the current system I had in there for the electricity just was not working. And I'm not an electrician, so I didn't know what to do. Now, everything in the studio I have done myself, apart from the electrics and wiring. I just don't feel comfortable taking that risk on. So I did have a company come in to fit a new power line straight up from the main house, and basically we're running substantially thicker cable now, and also all of the plug sockets were completely rewired. Now the main reason that this was all completely rewired is for safety. I'm plugging a significant amount of stuff into this building, and I just want that peace of mind at night. Also, the previous breaker box that I had, well, the breakers were taped. So I decided that the best thing that we can do is rip everything out and essentially start again. Now this wasn't the most cost-effective solution, but there is no money that you can put on safety, so we rolled with it. So the next thing that we need to talk about with the new studio is, of course, internet. Now with what I do for a living, of course, internet is very, very, very important, and it's always something that's had a bit of a asterisk or a question mark over it. Especially being based in this kind of, well, shed that's in the middle of a garden / mini field. Getting internet ran down here has not been an easy task. Now people have suggested things like Starlink, didn't work. People have suggested running a fiber line from the street into the house, and we couldn't do that for one key reason. No company would fit a fiber cable from the main line outside the house because there was already one going into the main house. So I kept hitting red flag after red flag after red flag. So what I've actually done instead is run a fiber line from the road into the house, into an EE router in the house, and then run a cable from the house down to the studio. Now overall, the distance from like the main internet router in the house to where I am now is about 75 meters, which gave me a really good opportunity to still be able to use a form of Ethernet cable. So using a Cat8 high-speed cable, I was able to run that out of the back of the internet box in the house and down the garden. Now this begs one big question. Of course, this isn't just going into the back of a PC. I need Wi-Fi down in the bottom of the studio, which of course means I need a switch or an access point, and not necessarily a router. However, Synology came in clutch, and they provided me with the RT6600AX. Now this thing is an absolute unit. Now, before we go into some of the technical specs of it, everything I've done with this studio is about headroom. I've had power put into here that's massively more than I'll ever need. There's more plug sockets in this building than I'll ever need. There's technically more space than I'll ever need. And with internet, I wanted headroom. So with the internet, I got a plan from EE, which is just their 1.6 system. That's 1,600 megabits per second max. And with this router, I've managed to stably get somewhere around about 1,000 megabits per second. On the low end, it's about 700, 800 megabits per second, and on the high end, well, obviously unlimited. But I'm not actually using this Synology router as a router. I'm using it as a switch and a way to create a separate access point down in the bottom of the garden. Now, some really key core features of this Synology router is that it has a 2.5 gigabits per second WAN/LAN port to make the most out of a fiber connection. It's all well and good having fiber going into the property, but if you don't have a router that can actually handle that throughput, it's pointless. A good example is when I connect a 10-year-old router to it, I get about 3 megabits per second. Now, something else about this router is that it uses tri-band Wi-Fi 6, which basically means that not only is the connection fast, it's reliable, but it works across many different devices. Now, down in the studio, here's a list of things that are connected to the internet. PS5, 2 MacBooks, PC, a projector, a phone, a Wi-Fi based lighting system, PlayStation Portal, and a few smart appliances. So having a stable and secure internet connection is really important. But of course, with me being a masked YouTuber, another key benefit is that you can actually use this internet router as a server for your VPN. Now, of course, you guys know that I work with private internet access quite a lot, and with this router, I can actually use that alongside their VPN to not only get faster speeds, but also to be a lot more secure. And I've also recently got heavily into live streaming. You guys may have noticed that the quality of my live streams have gone up significantly since I've had this. It was only a month or two ago that pretty much every single live stream had severe dropout. Now I'm streaming in 1080, but to be honest, I could stream in 4K and this would be absolutely fine. You can also set up your Synology router with their own interface, or even just set it up on their app and create your own networks, create guest networks. This is by far the easiest to use router I've ever got my hands on. Now, of course, if you want to get yourself a Synology router, there are links down below, so make sure you go and check them out. And can we get a W in the comment section for them supporting the channel, because they came in clutch here. Thank you for watching, and the next episode is the final reveal.